Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Keith, and welcome to my review of the new movie, Venom. This is the new movie starring Tom Hardy and Michelle Williams. Now, early reviews of this movie had me thinking that this movie was going to be a big pile of stinking mess. Now, of course, Venom is a character that's kind of spun off from the whole Spider-Man universe. We didn't see him in this new Tom Holland version, but we saw him back in the day in the Tobey Maguire version. We had Topher Grace who played him, and it's Eddie Brock. He's a journalist, kind of like a TMZ type reporter who's always asking those gotcha questions. Anyways, in this film, he's played by Tom Hardy. And he's asking one of those gotcha questions to somebody he shouldn't be asking gotcha questions to. And the next thing you know, he's out of a job and down on his luck. One thing leads to another. All of a sudden, he has this thing come into his body, and then he becomes Venom. There's more to it than that, but I don't really want to give too much away. What I can tell you is this. Going into this movie, I was not a huge Tom Hardy fan. Not to say that I didn't like him, but I would say that his best movies, Dark Knight Rises and Inception, I attributed more so to the director that he was working with, Christopher Nolan. I think he's an entertaining actor, but he wasn't one of those people that I looked upon and said, "Oh, he's so fantastic." And it's interesting because the movie that a lot of people don't seem to like is the movie that I think is really good, that kind of solidifies Tom Hardy to me as a good actor. This is the movie that I look at and I say, okay, I get it. I understand why you people really like Tom Hardy. Michelle Williams was okay in this film. I think she's done better work. But overall, this movie was entertaining to me. It was entertaining for a couple of different reasons. One reason being is I was at the movie with a guy who knows the comics, and he's turning to me, he's like, Keith, this is exactly like what's the comics. And to me, I didn't follow the comics, but if the people who like the comics like the movie, I think that's a good sign. But taking that out of it, I enjoyed this film. So you've got this being, this Venom being, which is basically another persona to Tom Hardy's Eddie Brock character that just basically takes control of his body, helps him fight, helps him do all sorts of crazy things. Now, we saw something similar to that earlier this year in a movie called Upgrade, which I'm thinking a lot of you did not see, which I think was one of the better movies this year. Now, I'm not saying that Venom is one of the best movies of the year, but it was a lot better than I thought it would be. And on top of that, there was good humor, there was good action, we had a good villain, we had, the reluctant hero. It was fun. This was a fun ride, and I think kind of going into it with low expectations, and I haven't seen a ton of promotion for this film, but going into it with low expectations, I was pleasantly surprised that, hey, this is a pretty good movie. So all that being said, I give this movie a B. I definitely recommend checking it out. Stay until the end. It's in association with Marvel. It's not a full-fledged Marvel film. This is under Sony Studios, but it's dotted line to Marvel. There are two post-credit scenes, so stay until the end and enjoy those. If you get a chance to see this movie, I want to know what you think about it. Let me know. CFL_fan on Twitter, Facebook.com/WhittyWhittier, and WhittyWhittier.com. Thank you so much for checking this out. My name is Keith, and I'll see you at the movies.